Joining the conversation right now to weigh in is Wisconsin Congressman Sean Duffy. Congressman, this family was in captivity since 2012. What's your takeaway that the Taliban has released them now?
Listen, I mean, that we have a family coming home is great news for all of their relatives back here in the States and in Canada. But I guess we need more details. But I have to imagine that Donald Trump and the strength and the engagement that he's put forward over the last 9 months has brought different results. And again, proud to have him home.
James Freeman, you can only just speculate as far as what this family went through while being in captivity since 2012.
Yeah, and we don't know what it means, but let's hope this is the beginning of a trend because, you know, we talk about Donald Trump, a lot of weird tweets. His approach to foreign policy is not always conventional, to say the least. But we just talked about North Korea, where he's getting more people in sanctions. And now you're wondering, is this the beginning of a turn? The United States has been saying to Pakistan, you've got to stop tolerating radical Islamic groups. You've got to stop allowing the Haqqani network to operate with impunity there. Maybe, you know, again, very early, but maybe this is the beginning of a turn where they become a real ally.
We'll see about that. All right, we'll get back to this in a second, but Congressman, we're talking about tax reform all morning here. Does the president need the Democrats to vote? We know that there already are a couple of Republicans who've said, we're not in on this. What are you going to do to get this done?
Oh, well, we talk about it this morning, Maria, and we think we talk about it every morning. What's going to happen with tax reform? You know, listen, I think it's great if we can get Democrats on board. And I think most Democrats agree with the idea that our corporate rate is too high. America's not competitive anymore, and we need a lower rate. The fact that we are taking away...
That's not where the fight is, right? It's not about the... Or is it? They're not even in on 20%.
Well, so it's on the whole package, but I think the resist movement, the far left doesn't want to give Donald Trump a win, and they put pressure on their senators not to join him.
That's right.
That's the problem that they have. And then, you know, where these other, you know, brackets break down is going to be key for Democrats. But I think it's shocking if we don't get all Republicans on board for tax reform. Shame on the party and shame on the Senate. We're going to get our job done here in the House as we did on health care, Maria. And the question becomes, can the Senate rally around, you know, one simple idea that lowering taxes, simplifying the tax code is a great thing for the American economy?
Yeah, but are you lowering taxes on the highest earner?
That is yet to be determined. Donald Trump has made it clear he does not want to give a tax break to the wealthiest Americans. He wants to reserve those breaks for middle-income Americans.
Right, even though they pay all the taxes.
No, you're right. Listen, we don't dispute that. But
right, James Freeman?
Yeah, top 1% of income earners pay more than the bottom 90% combined in federal taxes, income taxes.
Do you think that if we focused on the corporate tax cuts and how that translates into higher wages, that could benefit the Republicans and unify them a little bit more?
Is that to me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, listen, I think obviously when middle income voters, which is a huge voting bloc in America, understands that tax reform is going to help them not just, you know, keep more of their money, but also it's going to grow the economy and offer them a better wage or better opportunity. That's how you sell this package to the American people. And I got to tell you, there is no better salesman than Donald Trump on tax reform and what it means for America and the American economy. And the fact that he did a great speech yesterday, but he needs to do 2 or 3 of these speeches a week to sell this to the American people. He's the best guy with the biggest bully pulpit.
Yeah.
He has to get out there and do more of it if we're going to be successful.
Dagan, you also have to sell the cost of this thing, right? I mean, do you need to pay for it without just the assumption of growth?
Right. And, Sean, he also needs to sell it to your brethren over in the Senate. That rather than fight, because again, you see one by one these senators getting alienated or getting into fights with the president, with Bob Corker, and that's not helping the cause because you've already got one senator, McCain, willing to do the big thumbs down on virtually anything that the president wants.
And again, John McCain, a great American who served his country valiantly.
That's not the issue. It's the issue is he.
Yeah, we know he's a great American. We're talking about tax reform and his vote.
But I want to make sure I'm saying that and very clearly that I respect his service. However, in this space on health care and maybe on tax, he hates Donald Trump more than he loves his country in regard to tax reform and
Bingo.
lowering rates, and in regard to tax reform to grow our economy. And this isn't about a small personal fight between a few senators and Donald Trump. This is about our people. This is about making America competitive again. The fact that our country is on a downward spiral if we don't make this happen, that we're not a great home for capital anymore, we're not the best home for investment anymore, that's a real problem. And for us as conservatives, if you want to see the left collectivist wing thrive, see a downward spiraling economy, see the middle class get stagnant, see the wealthy get wealthier and the middle class shrink. That's where progressivism works. If we grow the economy and people have more opportunity, that's where free enterprise thrives. And so this fight is even bigger than growing the economy and wages for people. This is about the ideas that have made the country great.
Let's hope they see it that way. Let's hope they see it that way. Yeah, Congressman, good to see you, sir.
Hey, good to see you too.
Thank you
I can't
so
wait for
much.
Dagan to lead a Boy Scout den as a woman. I can't wait.
All right, Sean Duffy.
I was told that I needed to stop talking so much by somebody who works here, not on this set.
guys
So
have
I'm
a
just
good
going to
one.
stifle
You're
it
going to
right now.
zip it.com? You're going to zip it.com? All right, we'll see you soon, sir. Thank you.